Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Wolf. This is the Wolf Den, and here is the episode you've been waiting for. For a minute. Well, I've been waiting for a really long time. Essentially what we have today are two different magazines for the MFG100 and the Dye DAM to feed continuously 20 to 21, 22 paintballs continuously in your paintball marker. Now, here are your options. I'm going to be comparing them side by side today. Non-biased, straight up, and be honest with you players. Because this is what I do, this is what I've always done. And I'm going to make a few people mad at me. That's how it is when you tell the truth. But I'm going to let you know my personal feelings, my experiences, and how it went. Let's do this real quick. I got my Dye Assault Matrix here. I got this in about 2012. Alright. Magazine that came with it. The 20-round magazine. Okay, and as you all know, in these Dye Assault Matrix magazines, you shoot 10 rounds, pew pew, pew pew, pew pew, pew pew. Turn it around and get your last 10 rounds. Great magazine. Amazing magazine. Full auto, 3-round burst. And I love this. I love this platform, not only because I'm sponsored by them, but because it's just the all-in-one. Not even going to get into the box mag and the other capability of this, but 20-round capability. I was not a fan of turning this thing around after 10 paintballs when every other mag fed gun out there had continuous feed, so we had to catch up. Now, you've already seen, I already have done a full episode on the Planet Eclipse CF20 magazine. Alright, you can click up here to see that episode. I did a full-on review, so I'm going to do a mini review of the F.i.d. magazine continuous feed. And tell you what I think about this, and then I'm going to tell you what I think about all of it. Alright, so let's do this real quick. This is the F.i.d. made by Davey magazine. It's a continuous feed mag. It takes first strikes and round balls. Now, I first previewed this 2 years ago on my channel. Me and Davey go way back, and this is a dude who made this by himself with a bit of help from United States and a few others, and he crafted this from the beginning and made it work, and it's finally out. I even did a Kickstarter a year ago on my channel to build funds so people could pre-buy this, pre-order this. We didn't make enough funds, so we couldn't do it last year. He added on some new mods, he found a new supplier, and he came out with the finished product. I mean, this thing is pretty cool. He's even got an official box and everything with the instructions and everything. Really well made. Now, I'm going to tell you about the magazine very quick. Not a lot to tell about it, but there is. Essentially, this is a 20 to 22 magazine. I fit 21 in there. I'd say about 20 first strike paintballs. And essentially how she works is just like any other magazine. You have this, push the paintballs up into the marker. All right, paintball. Other magazines, there's a twisty turny thing that you can make the follower go down and go into the magazine, so you can feed paintballs into it. The F.i.d. has their own little slinky invention where you use this sucker and you push down until the follower stays. Alright, and that is 100 times easier to load this magazine. If you're going to invest in these magazines, get the tool. Okay, I don't know the specific name of it, but it's the only one made by them. Someone had asked me, would the other tool that looks like a weird sex toy that has little paintballs and it's on a string and you push it down, they asked me if this would work on this also. I don't have one of those tools. I'm assuming it would work because it's the same science pretty much. So that's what I'm going by there. You put your paintballs in, right? After you do that, I tend to close the garage door. You just press this on the side and it goes up. All right, just like the regular Dye DAM mags. And Bob's your uncle, right? Okay, so you're good to go. Put her in the magazine. Now, when you're feeding this into your marker, just like any other magazine, You hear that click? All right, you got to feed her in strong. If you feed her in a little bit, it's not going to go all the way in, and you're going to pull it out, and you're going to have a ton of paintballs spring all over the place. All right, so make sure you feed that sucker in nice and tight. Other characteristics about the F.i.d. magazine: it can be deconstructed with no tools, which is very cool. Essentially, you take this tab off here, you take this tab off here, you remove these two lower ones, and it comes apart. There's a very specific way of which to do that. I will put the video here, all right, and you can see DEFCON Paintball's video, the breakdown of this magazine. It's pretty simple to do, all right? So I was impressed of how he did it toollessly. That took an extra bit of brain power, I must say. The spring in this is very light, but will get your paintballs working. I was impressed by the strength of the string. It's very forgiving, and it's not going to crush your paintballs if they don't have super strong shells. Very cool about this. Pretty much all you need to know. One more thing, when you feed in, you can see the shape of this, the entrance where the paintballs go in, and that's how you can tell which directions your first strike should go, right? So your first strike is not going to fit the other way. It'll only fit going in facing this way, and it's very simple. There's no diagrams or anything like that. We're going to do a side-by-side comparison of these two magazines, and we're going to look at them from the rooter to the tutor, answer as many questions as I can about this. Right, and here we go. Both magazines side by side. Let's compare the heights. All right, they're about the same height. The curved one is a little bit longer, but it's curved, so it's not going to make a difference in your loadout. Cut thickness, pretty much the same thickness right there. Okay, see that? It will fit whatever you have these magazines or your dye magazines in, whatever pouches you have them in. Both of these will fit quite easily. Size-wise, they're both fine. They'll fit in all your pre-existing loadouts already. You're good to go. They're not any huge difference. They're both smaller than the regular Dye DAM magazine, which is great if you want to run different loadouts. The Dye DAM magazines, usually I would use an AK-47 size pouch to get those to fit. These, not so much. Now, to get this spring on this, first of all, loading features on the CF20 magazines, very cool, extremely easy to do. You turn this, you take this sucker off. I shouldn't have done that. Okay, so this is my first mistake, and I've done this many times. So whenever you do this and you don't, make sure that this is wound before you open your magazine, because your spring will come out. Now, the very good thing and simple and great thing about this setup is that it's really easy to fix this problem. All right, so if you do that, you just wind this a bit, make sure the green part is up there, put the cover back on, and you're good to go again. Okay, so you put your spring in, and then you finish turning it all the way, and it's fine, ready to go again. You didn't hurt it if you open it by accident. I've done it a ton of times, and all I did was just spring it back up, and she was good to go, which is very good because you don't want problems with these things. So the Planet Eclipse magazine, not only is it shaped up here like the F.i.d. magazine, so you can see which way your first strike's going, it's also got diagrams here, all right, to tell you which way it should face. If you're putting your I can open this, it's safe. It's got diagrams here to tell you which way to lay in for your first strike rounds, or this way. So, all right, so you're gonna put your first strike round in. It's gonna turn as you go up and go out the pew, the business end, right? So, the awesome thing about these Planet Eclipse CF20 magazines is that you can just load it, pour in your paintballs, boom, good to go. Bob's your uncle. You're ready to play. All right, that is a huge plus with these magazines, is that they're very easy to load up. You can also feed from the top if that's your thing, if that's what you want to do. It's also, when you have this to twist, you can fit an Allen key in there and turn it so your fingers don't die by the end of the day, which mine were from loading this thing so many times. So several different ways to load this very quickly, very efficiently. It's really good. It's really good that way. And the garage door closes when you're good to go. Plain and simple like that. Okay, compare a few more things between the two magazines. The look and the aesthetic of this is hot. The F.i.d magazine looks and feels great and is very sturdy. I have to tell you, it looks a lot more, quote, realistic than the CF20 mags. And part of the MagFed world is that realistic look, that milsim aesthetic, that you just want to look like a badass. And when this is in your marker, as opposed to this looks like a lot cooler. That curve, the angle, the ridges to pull her out, like, it looks a lot better than this does. Plain and simple. Another thing is, when you're playing, you lose track of your rounds sometimes. This has a clear side that you can see how many paintballs is left, because there's been numerous times where I've been on the field. Numerous times I'm on the field, I'm going pew 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 pew, and I've lost track in the middle of a firefight. Yeah, I know, I'm real tactical. You should be able to keep track of your paintballs in the magazine, Wolf. Doesn't always work that way, especially when there's like 200 people around you. So I'm shooting, I lose track. I'm just looking, okay, I still got so many rounds left in this magazine. Dopeness, I'm still good to go. I can still kill more people. The other magazine looks hot. Look at that thing. That is so dope. That is sexy. Okay, that looks good. Pew, 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 pew. I'm guessing, I don't know how many rounds I got left to go. That's just how it works, right? So most of the paintball magazines out there are not clear. Okay, so that's, I don't know if that's going to be a huge thing for you. If it isn't, whatever. Now, hey, Wolf, what about the follower? Now, the thing that pushes up the paintball, this big green thing, is the follower. All right, this is a CF20. It's more designed for the MFG100. I can never remember the name of this thing. So it sticks up a lot higher than this one, than the F.i.d mag, right? Now, people have asked me, and they're concerned, is that going to mess up the bolt in my marker, especially the Dye DAM? The Dye DAM has eyes in it, okay? So, and they say, see, right now this is empty. My Dye DAM says, it's red there, I don't think you can see it. The DAM says that the gun is empty, so it will stop firing. The eyes will not work when this is empty. All right, now, when this is in my marker, it says that it's green and it will keep shooting when the magazine is empty. Now, a lot of people are concerned about this. They said, aren't I going to damage my bolt, yada yada yada, if it keeps shooting? You know what I mean? And I'm like, here's the thing. When I'm shooting, or you're shooting, you're going to know when it's empty. All right, because if you're going pew 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 pew, you're in a firefight and you're shooting, right, and you're going pew 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 pew, the minute that your gun is empty, it's going to shoot with this magazine in it, but you're going to hear and feel the difference. So that's, you're going to reload, plain and simple. It's not like you're going to go into a game and you're going to be shooting pew 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 pew, and you're gonna like keep shooting like 30 times after you're out of paintballs. Anyone who's playing with this gun knows when they're out of paint, and you're gonna know that after maybe 1 or 2 shots. The most damage you might do is if you're playing in 3-round bursts and you're gonna go. You might get. You're gonna go on that last 3-round burst when there's 1 paintball left. You're gonna hear click click, and it still be able to shoot, but you're gonna know it's empty immediately. So that's not a huge concern to me personally. Now, will it damage the bolt? I personally don't think so. It's a metal bolt. I can't tell you all the pneumatics and the specifics and yada yada yadas, but will it damage the bolt? It hasn't for me so far. I haven't seen any noticeable differences, and I've been shooting with these things for a few months now, right? So, again, it will not, for these, it will stop shooting when it's empty because the eyes won't see any paintballs. For the Planet Eclipse ones, it will continue shooting, but I don't see why the player, you're going to keep shooting. That makes no sense to me, but it is what it is. So there is that critique about it. I don't know how much more I can tell you guys. To clean them, it's going to be a lot easier to clean this than it is this. Now, when I say clean, I mean, I just did it again. I'm going quick here. Anyways, when I say clean, I mean when you have to clean this, if a paintball breaks inside, you just open her up and you clean it out. Clean out the paint, plain and simple, right? See, I just fixed that spring right now. You see how easy it is. It's not a big thing. So it's very easy and to clean this. Now you can take it, literally take it apart. I think I've never tried it before. You've got screws on here. If you go on ANS Gear, I believe, I think they do a full-on breakdown on how to tear these down. I'll put the video up here if you want to see it. And I think they show you how to completely tear these things down and clean them right from the bottom floor up to the roof, right? I don't see myself doing that because I'm really lazy about these things. So if you want to do that, you can. F.i.d. mags, toolless, break them down, take them apart. You'll see on the DEF CON video how to do that. It's a little more complex, takes a little more time, a little more patience to clean them. I guess if that's a downfall, it is what it is. If it's a con, I'm not going to say what it is or nothing. But yeah, it's a little more to take these down, bring them apart, plain and simple. So that's the most I can say about these two. Which do I think is better? I don't know. I'm going to tell you why. Okay, so pros, okay, both of them take 20 to 22 paintballs. Both of them take pretty much the same amount of first strike rounds. Both shoot really smooth. Both are about the same weight, so there's not huge differences. The dimensions are very close. Looks. This wins in looks and aesthetics. Looks awesome, feels awesome, and just looks more real and feels awesome when you're loading it and shooting it, taking out your magazine and going boom, boom, boom. Loading. This is easier to load. All right, you've got several ways you can load it. You turn the spring, you can open the side, pour your paintballs in, put your first strikes in, close it, go. Or you can feed them from the top, old school style. Very, much faster than loading this the old way, using the tool. And you don't have to, I highly recommend you buy the tool if you're going to buy these magazines, because it's going to be a pain in your behind to push down paintballs and make sure the garage door doesn't open by accident as you're filling this in, because believe me, the one time you put a paintball in, you don't have the garage door closing in, especially for round balls, they're gonna pop out. That's just the mechanics. So that's the loading. Cleaning, this is gonna be easier to clean, right? To be perfectly honest, I don't know if I can say I think I would give this a 9 out of 10, and I would give this a 7.9 out of 10. Okay, all right, because I just find this one a little more user-friendly, a little easier to load, but the aesthetics and the look bring this up really high. But it's hard to decide on something just because of the simple looks to make it better than this, right? But there's one more aspect that I haven't talked about yet. I give this a higher rating, a slightly higher rating than I would this, all right? Plain and simple. But again, this looks and feels so much cooler than this, and this is so much easier to load and maintain. But you have to think about also this. Made by a huge company, made by a guy in his basement. I mean, something feels good about making a regular paintballer who makes something in his basement successful against the big guy. You know what I'm saying? And this is no diss to Planet Eclipse. I love what you guys do. And you guys at Planet Eclipse is an amazing company. But at the same time, that cool grassroots feeling of supporting a small paintballer as opposed to a massive industry is also cool. So this gives it another point for me. So it's pretty like they're pretty much tied to me. I can't decide which one is better. All right, supporting the small guy, awesome looks, awesome features, easier loading system, easier cleaning system. It's hard. I can't choose which one is better, and I refuse to say which one is better. I'm giving them both the same score for different reasons. Plain and simple. Cool? Oh, one more thing. If you go to defconpaintballgear.com, you can get 10% off these, and they're both the same price. You can't get any discounts on these, but I can get you 10% off these. So that's another, I guess, plus. I mean, 10% is not huge, but if you're counting every penny and you're going to buy 6 to 10 magazines, that could help a lot. So there's also that, and I don't know how long that deal is. So that is my final decision. I give them equal scores, right? Okay. This is easier, more personable, user-friendly to me. It just seemed easier to load, easier to clean. This one was a little more of a pain to load. And you got to be careful if you don't have that tool. But how this looks and who made it also means a lot to me. There you go. That's my call. This is a long video. I hope you understand. If you have any questions, please ask below. I hope this helps you. I know I didn't really help a lot. There's no huge winner here. There's no easy choice here. You're gonna have to decide on your own. But this is what we do. This is paintball. Oh, brand new F.i.d paintball gear. You can buy that below in the video. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. What do you think? What do you like? Why do you like? And let me know if you buy them, your experiences, right? Such a hard choice. And I'm going to show you some player opinions on this. Again, I got this for months. I only had this for a week, so I couldn't do honest, hard testing on this that I wanted to. Okay, so that's why I give this a little higher functionality review. Let me know down in the comments what you think, what else you'd like to see reviewed on the Wolf Den. Thank you for hanging out with me. Please hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, show your friends this video, and if you have bought these, thank you for supporting paintball. Thank you for supporting me. See you next time.
Eclipse mag, 20 round. Just had it tested by Wolf. Performed pretty good with the round ball. I like the fact that you can just pop this open, throw some balls in after you wind it up, and the fact that it's the side is see-through, so you can always see how much you have left in there. The look, I'm not feeling the best. I would prefer it to be a little bit curved, so it's more realistic, but this is paintball after all.
It was really good. It was nice. It was consistent, easy to load, shot good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 17, 20. It was good. Nice mag. Okay. Would recommend. No complaints. Very, very easy to use unless you don't follow the proper instructions.
Just don't open it if...
Do not open it if the follower is not wound up, or you'll have problems.
Okay.
But other than that, it was great. It was good mag.
Thank you, sir.
Very, very good.
Flawless. These mags fed over 300 first strikes, not a single flip, not a single break, no jams, no chops, no issues. The window is actually beautiful to be able to see how many rounds you have. These mags from Planet Eclipse are great. 100% worth picking up. Gonna be a huge challenge for the F.i.ds. Super excited for them.
The PE mag worked really well. I like the fact that you can open up the side door and just lay the paint in there. First strike rounds, super easy.
Okay.
Kind of forget it's got 20 rounds.
Any cons? Any...
Make sure that you have the spring wound before you open the door.
Exactly. Okay, thank you, sir. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Please hit that subscribe button. Let me know what you think down below.